I'm here with Yon Todd Merlot. Going to do an interview before he casts WCS. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. This is not the interview I had in mind. I thought you would be sitting next to me, and I thought I would be sitting normally, not like a French douchebag, but I guess that will work.
No, we're trying out a new style.
Okay.
It's inspired by Brazzers.
Okay, cool.
And it's the solo camera focused on the person. This is how we do it now. I don't have a cameraman here.
Why is it? Is it supposed to be better or like?
Well, it's more budgetary concerns. We can't pay for someone to come here just to hold a camera for me.
You didn't have any more manpower than just yourself, so you have to do everything. Like, it's funny, like people cannot see, but you're actually holding the mic and the camera and asking the questions too. It's like one man.
You know, I've played StarCraft. I know how to do multitask.
Well, what league were you in StarCraft?
When I played StarCraft, like seriously, I was Masters. But now
on
probably
NA,
like, yeah, on NA.
Okay,
But now probably like Platinum or less.
on NA.
Probably, yeah. I'm awful now.
Lowest of the lowests.
Yeah, basically. But you know, you do what you got to do. Maybe I can, maybe I can become a caster.
Oh,
Snap!
Is there jabs at me somewhere here?
No, you did pretty well the last time I watched you play. So, I'm not. Do you think that you're the best caster, player / person right now?
I'm not sure. Like Red has been casting a bunch. I think if I played against Red, I definitely could lose. If you were gonna decide like who's the best caster, player, and stuff, first of all, you would have to like set rules as to who is considered what. But I guess you could say maybe out of the players that are casting as well, maybe I am. I do think that the only other one is Red, so that's like weird too right now. There's no real other player that's also casts. Maybe sometimes Grubby, he could beat me too, so it's fairly equal.
What do you like more?
Usually I like playing more, but these days I think I enjoy casting a lot more.
What's harder?
Playing, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe.
The thing is, there is a lot of differences, but with playing there is so much stress. Whereas as much as there is some stress with casting compared to playing, it's almost no stress at all. Like when I was a programmer, maybe it's specific to me. That's why I say maybe too, because for other players maybe they see it differently. But for me, the programmer life is super stressful. Like you practice for a very long time for an event, you show up for it, and then that's your one shot. If you miss it because of any reasons, because in my case, very often the bad conditions, be it the heat or whatever, then you're done for another month. You've practiced like 1 month basically for nothing. So it's a lot of pressure for you going to anywhere. Whereas when you're casting, as long as you don't completely fuck up, you're gonna be fine. So I show up at events, I'm prepared for my casting, and it's gone well every single time so far. I don't think I've had a few casts where I was like, oh my god, that was actually really bad. Not only my English was much worse than usual, but I also said a lot of bad stuff. But it's happened maybe 2 or 3 series out of I don't know how many I've casted. So overall, I would say I'm pretty satisfied with the job I've been doing casting, and it's been a lot less stressful as a caster. That's why maybe I enjoy it more also.
Do you think players underestimate how much work casters have to do, or is it just easy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Reds when he came here to cast International Masters Cologne, which to be honest, this was one of the most game-packed and like some of the longest days I've ever had casting. Like on the final day, we ended at like 2 or 3 a.m. Red was actually in shock. He was really tired in the evening, and he was like telling people, I never thought this was how casting actually is. Because the players that come to event and that have no idea about like how a caster's life or an event is, they just think that we show up, zero preparation, we just sit down and talk some random crap for like few hours, and then that's it, we're done, we get our paycheck. While some of them, as I said, for me for example, you practice a month and then you go there, and then not all of them are actually going to earn money. So that's the way they see it, but it's not like that at all. You have very long days, you have rehearsals, you have to dress up like a penguin. Like I would never ever wear this.
It looks good. What's wrong with it?
It's super uncomfortable for me. Like I had never worn a suit before I started casting.
You get used to it though. You're used to it now, right?
Not
no?
really. Every time I put it on, I feel like it's a little bit weird. I guess
It's a prison for you.
Yeah, it feels a little bit uncomfortable. I guess it kind of looks good too, but it's definitely not what I would wear if I wanted to be comfortable and play, for example.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not wearing it when you play, but it looks good if you go out in a suit. You look dapper, like a spy or something. A French James Bond, James Bond, or whatever.
I guess, yeah.
You played Warcraft 3 and you played StarCraft, and do you still do you have a favorite game these days?
StarCraft. These days I do so much StarCraft. It's actually crazy. I manage my schedule with a Drive file with a Google Mail, and like it's basically a list of dates of when I'm gonna have to go to events and playing online tournaments. And these days, basically every day I'm doing something. Be it a clan war, an online tournament. We are playing in 2 team leagues. Well, we just lost in the ATC qualifier with my team. I have individual tournaments in France, the French Championship, Underdogs, another one. I have match everywhere. And the only days where I don't have stuff, usually I'm like, let's just go and play some Zodiac or some Go For. So every day I'm doing something. And as much as I'm busy and it gets tiring, it's also very fun to always stay busy. So it's pretty cool.
So tell us something about your life that people don't know.
Before I started playing video games, I did a lot of sports.
Like what? What sports?
Oh, I did everything, like athleticism, I think you say. So a lot of track running and all that.
What event in track?
Everything, like all of them.
All of them?
Yeah, like I didn't focus on one. I did a lot of stuff that involved running, like jumping over. And I'm not sure about the names.
Did you do parkour?
No. I did swimming for a while, which I kind of hated. It was like really hard.
It's boring. I tried swimming for a while, and it's just like you're just looking at the bottom of the pool for so long.
Yeah. And the image that I've kept from swimming is that very old teacher who was wearing a Speedo and yelling at me while I was trying to swim. It's like not a very good memory. So I did boxing. That was one of my favorites. I actually started doing matches and stuff. It was going pretty well. But then I got an injury. That's when I started playing actually a lot of Warcraft and stuff.
An injury? To where?
I'm not sure how to call it or how to describe it. Like around my leg around here, I got kicked and then I couldn't walk for like a month. So I had to skip school, which was pretty cool.
Someone kicked you in boxing? Isn't that illegal?
It's French boxing. There is kicks.
Oh, it's like kickboxing?
It's not kickboxing. It's French boxing, which is...
What?
Yeah, you can kick in French boxing.
You're telling me the French boxing is even more hardcore than regular boxing?
It's not more hardcore. You can kick. That's just a difference.
Boxing by definition is like you use your hands and they have a thing called kickboxing where you can kick in it.
Somebody who calls football a game where the ball never touches your feet is going to teach me about boxing now?
It touches the feet. You have to kick a field goal sometimes, an extra point.
One time, 1 minute or like 1 second out of like the hundreds minutes of like a match. This is...
Technically correct.
You're not gonna argue with me on this, man.
It's football because it touches the foot technically, and technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Yeah, but he touches the feet like once, and then you only hold it in your hand. That's freaking egg ball, which is not even round. This is ridiculous, man.
Egg ball.
I guess it kind of makes sense what you say though. Like it's called boxing, but then there is kicks. Yeah, I don't know. It's the French way, man. You cannot.
Okay, so the French. You were a French boxer. Swimmer turned French boxer, track athlete who now plays Warcraft and now plays StarCraft.
I wasn't super good at sports. I just enjoy doing them a lot instead of video games. And then later on, I got kind of hooked to video games. And
do you still do sports?
No. And I feel very sad saying this because it's really something I want to do. At least do some running, but it's very, very hard.
Are you out of shape now then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There used to be a time I was around 85 kilos. That was the average, and I was a good-looking young man, and now I'm 97 kilos.
Wow. I don't know your fancy kilograms.
You see this? Roti always giving me a hard time about my weight.
Rotterdam?
Yeah.
Well, you need to just go to the gym. Do some running.
It's too hard, man.
No.
I'm a nerd now.
Just get a treadmill in your house, put the laptop on top of it, and you got to play all your matches while running.
No, actually, I thought about getting a treadmill, like watching some streams and stuff while you're running, but even that, this is pretty hard. Actually, the day before I left here, I finally, out of nowhere, I've been thinking about months about going running. Every day when I go to bed, I'm like, tomorrow, that's it. I'm going to run when I wake up. And then I wake up the next day, I feel like shit, there is no way I'm going to go running. So somehow, after getting some foods, the day before coming here, I went for a run. That was pretty pathetic. Like I ran like 2 minutes and I was like out of breath and I was like walking like it was pretty sad just thinking about it. And then my iPhone, which was on 40% energy, freaking crashed and then turned itself off. So I had like to run without music. So I was like, I'm just gonna go home.
Oh my God. What
it was the saddest run ever.
One time, the first time I went to the gym after 5 months of no gym, I rode a bike to the gym, and I was so tired that I just couldn't work out, and I just rode the bike back. Isn't that more pathetic?
Actually, no, there is a lot of patheticness to be told about with me in the gym. I actually walked out a little bit when I was back at the Gome house with Caldor. Caldor was the guy who was always...
Well, I mean, you're going to feel pathetic when you work out with Caldor. Yeah. That guy's gigantic.
I mean, he didn't expect me to do the same thing as him. But I expected myself to be able to do at least a tenth of what he does. And no, it's not even possible. He's like... He does weight trainings on like super heavy stuff, and then he goes and do the... what is it called? The machine where like you're moving your legs and your arms like this. Or like
the elliptical machine?
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it was this one or like some bicycle or other one, but like even that, it was like super hard to keep up with him. As far as actually doing it after the training, he's like practicing for 40 minutes, like pretty hard, and then he wants to do that. But yeah, at least I wasn't as bad as Desura. Desura at the gym was like the saddest thing ever.
What happened with Desura at the gym?
Desura went to the gym and he cannot run, so he was like on the treadmill, like walking very, very slowly. And every day he went there, and I don't think he understands how calories work. I'm pretty bad with nutrition and calories myself, but at least I understand a little bit better. He was doing like, I think 20 minutes of walking, so like burning, I don't know what, like 200 calories, like because he was on pretty slow speed, maybe not even 200 calories. And then every time this happened, on the way back, he's like, Café Pascucci or whatever. Yeah, I just walked out like I can treat myself to some hot brownie or whatever. And like every day he just like ate way more than it. Instead of like working out and cutting on the food, he walked out, and then he thought that because he had walked out and he had burned so many calories, he could eat like a little bit more food. So I always gave him a hard time for that. And I think now he does a lot better with that. I think when he went home, he really focused on the gym. He got a personal trainer who actually told him how it's supposed to go. So
I think it's admirable that he can go to the gym like that. It's hard to go to the gym consistently.
Yeah. It's pretty hard. Yeah, I'm not sure how consistently he went to, but he started going. I think a lot of people actually in the Gome house, maybe through Caldor, because they saw that he was going every day. Caldor is a cyborg, man. He goes every day. He goes to the gym. He comes back. He casts like online some Zodiac or ESWC stuff like until I don't know what time, and then he would sleep like 1 or 2 hours, then wake up, go to cast at Gome. That guy has some mad dedication. But yeah, I think Desura, just like everybody else, kind of got into this mood where it will be fun, and also it was pretty close to go to the gym, and it would be nice to stay in shape a little bit. But overall, I don't think anybody really kept up with it. It was very, very hard. Even myself, I signed up, and then I got into this really bad sleep routine. So even though it was open pretty late and would open pretty early, I wasn't going after a while anymore. I kind of quit.
That's how they make money. They get you to sign up, and then you don't go.
Yeah. I guess, especially nerds like us.
Yeah, it's hard. I haven't gone to the gym in a while either, so you know how it goes.
Yeah. When I was in the Fnatic house, actually, I also applied to the gym, which was a much better one. And a lot of people from there were actually going, but those Fnatic players, man, they were really slow people at the gym. There was Night Ends. Night End at the gym is hilarious.
What does he do?
He does nothing. He just like lift the smallest weights, and he's like telling me about stuff.
Can you do a Night End impression?
I'm pretty bad at it.
No, you can do it. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna copy the harsh stem impression of Night End.
Okay.
Why you laugh?
What's?
That's it. I don't want to do more.
Okay. All right.
Only the real Night End needs to be heard.
What are your thoughts on the foreigners winning recently?
I'm pretty happy. I did not expect.
Is it because you hate Koreans? That's messed up.
No, I don't hate Koreans, but I actually thought there was a time, like I was making fun a lot of Americans, so like their community, because first of all, that's something I've always done. But when Koreans started playing in WCS America a lot, I was like, oh man, those are poor Americans. They're just going to get farmed. They're just cattle, like they're going to lose and stuff. And then they didn't do very well. Now they're doing a little bit better, but I thought this would never happen to Europe. I thought that even some of the best Koreans would move to Europe. I didn't think they would win WCS Europe 3 times in a row. And now it happens. And I was like, God damn it. Like even we Europeans now, we are doing bad. Like we are getting owned by Koreans so hard. So as much as the tournament isn't won, Vortex and Snoot's performance is really impressive. And I'm pretty happy that this happened. And I hope this will continue too, because as much as I think the Koreans are really good and all that, I too sometimes feel when I watch tournaments where there is only Koreans playing each other that I lose a little bit interest. I would obviously everybody wants to see somebody from his own country tear people up in the tournaments. That's like the main thing that will motivate them to watch.
Yeah.
So since we don't really have any really top performing French players since Stefano, I'd settle for a foreigner definitely if, for example, Vortex or Snut will really go far and win those tournaments.
I think a final with foreigner versus Korean would be huge. Huge viewership.
Stefano versus MVP was definitely a very cool finals that we got earlier. So getting something like Vortex versus MMA in finals could be nice.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to my team, XMG. Thank you for sponsoring me. Best gaming laptops. If you buy anything else, you're stupid. And thanks to you for the interview. It finally happened, man. You asked me many times. You dodged every single time.
I didn't dodge. It was not me. It was totally you. You were just busy with casting and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, French boxing against American boxing after this interview. It's going to be
okay.
Thanks to you for the interview. And yeah, shout out to everybody who supports me. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/xmgtod. That's it.
Okay, thank you.